But the more you put more pressure on those people who are holding people into ransom, the more they act. Because you might never know their member. Most of their members, they are within the system. They are not religious people thought about.
The nation has been yet again thrown into a sad state following the recent kidnap of some secondary school girls in Yobe state, which reminds us basically of the kidnap of over 200 girls from Chibok Secondary School. My name is Damlari Okwala and you're watching Nigerians TV. Today on Street Gist, we want to find out from Nigerians what they think about this recent attack. Is this attack political like some people have claimed, or is it just insecurity as it were? What can the federal government do to forestall such attacks in the future? Let's find out from the streets. Join in.
It might be as a result of our insecurity, of course, but we should think the government has to do something. The parameter they are using with the result of security might not be enough. And I equally believe that what we are having in the states now and presently in the country is beyond criticizing or nailing the federal government. It's beyond the issue of federal government because some people are behind those issues. I believe majorly everything in Nigeria now has been turned into politics. That's why I'm just thinking that nailing the federal government or accusing the federal government of their imbalance in the security sector might not really be the issue. But there are some people which I think behind. Even if you talk about the herdsmen too. The herdsmen, of course, if you heard from the line about a few days ago, when they're talking about we have two kinds of herdsmen. We have people of herdsmen, of course. We have political herdsmen too. So not everything will be in the federal government. Although there are lapses on the part of the government too, but they should equally take some measure in doing their own and playing their own quotas. But those other parts, I think federal government should talk. Our federal government president is precisely sitting calm without talking might not help with the issue. All this while we are talking about herdsmen, he doesn't say anything. Which means he's even feeling guilty for not saying anything. He should talk. If he's not responsible, let us know. Why not keeping calm?
It's due to the situation of the country, the security that is not functioning. That's all I can say about it.
But what should the federal government do about it?
Well, I will advise the president to double his effort concerning the security issue before he gets out of rush. That's just it.
Why do you think we keep having such abductions?
Well, you want me to say something? I can't really say, but I know it's some people that is motivating this because it's that it has not been happened in this our country before. Look at the last one we had, the Boko Haram people that kidnapped the Chibok girl. It has not been happening. So all of a sudden, but I pray, our prayer is for quick release of the girls and they should come back to their parents safely.
I had it yesterday. It's something also not explaining because the kidnapping of those children is another rising temper, angry before the parents. And that shows that this government, they are yet to tackle security in our country. Though I'm a pastor, I pray for my government. But a lot, APC have to do many things to put this nation into, what can I call it, into a straight road. They must leave anti-concern tribalism or nepotism. Let them face the things generally for Nigeria. And by the grace of God, they will achieve it. But what they are doing now is making people to be annoyed. For nobody is happy about APC government. Anybody that told you that happy about it, he's deceiving himself. I want to say I'm telling you. Because I'm a father. Many things have gone wrong. Many things. But glory be to God that we are living in peace in Nigeria. We are praying for them. You are praying also. I'm praying. That's how God is saving this nation, Nigeria. But to me, myself, I can tell really, kidnapping of those girls at Yobe. In fact, even international news carried it. We are talking about Chibok girls. They are yet to recover all of them. And okay, government knew this thing had been happening in the north. Why didn't they touch securities? They want to touch securities in those areas. Before now, military men, no, they can attack from any angle. And my parents have children. Some of my children are in university. If a man, I have children. If your children, your child is among them, go for me. How will you feel now? The nation is not at peace because of those children. If I cost me first night yesterday, I can say government must do everything to rescue them. Whether they are using the force or they are using military war, communication or negotiation, they must return that to them quickly. That's the only thing that can make Nigeria to be happy at all.
I think it's annoying. It's like I don't really have a language or a word to qualify the government. Because if you have experienced the kidnapping of the Chibok girls, and for 3 years we are not able to bring them back, then there is no reason why others should be left on without adequate security. So for me, I think the government is not capable of at least performing their constitutional role, which is to provide security for the people, especially girls. Even those that are under their parents, they are not safe. With Nigerian culture, our systems, it's not favorable for girl child to grow up well like other parts of the world. So for them to also be in school in a place like in the north, where it's also difficult to retain girls in school, and for government not to take enough care for this kind of a thing to happen, they don't deserve to rule, especially the party that is in government. They have not proved, and you know they've been telling us that Boko Haram has been defeated, Boko Haram has been dealt with, but this also shows that they've been lying. So as far as I'm concerned, the government is not doing enough, and even we've not been able to have enough I won't say response, enough concern from the government. Like, we don't really know how many have returned, we don't know how many are still left. Everybody is like, we are clueless. At least they know the numbers of girls that are in the school. They should have their home address, and by now they should have been able to trace them and know those that have returned and those that are still missing. So for me, I just find it like people that are really migrating and leaving Nigeria, I cannot blame them, because if you are here, you have to do everything for yourself. You now send your child to school again, and somebody will go there and go and kidnap them. So for me, the government has not done enough. The government is not capable, and I don't think they deserve a second term.
Well, it is I don't know what to say. If you ask about my opinion and my thinking, it's very sad and regrettable that we are not more safe in a country where once was a paradise for everybody. You will agree with me that you yourself, you don't know the next minute and what will happen to you. Maybe the people at the top of the top there, those are people we are looking onto, do not face these things directly and don't know how a common man faces and what they see in every day. So they should sit down, take time to evaluate the Nigerian security. We are all Nigerians, we have the same right. So they should know they have the right to live just as every other person in the street that have the right to live here. If we are all dealt with, who would vote them?
There's no more thing about that, but the only thing that the federal government should take appropriate listen about it, care about it. So, but this morning I saw yesterday night, I saw that the state government is like maybe apologizing on behalf of the government about the school girls. So that's what I saw yesterday night.
Why do you think they keep kidnapping female students?
Because the president is not doing the right thing. To me, he's not doing the right thing. You understand? Because maybe the herdsmen or whatever, they are his brothers. That's why the man is doing so. Because even the man is taking the appropriate action. Things would have been in a good shape for Nigerians.
Well, with the recent development as to kidnapping in Nigeria, As far as I'm concerned, I think it is just an attempt to fight injustice.
Injustice how?
Any country where you realize that the rich are oppressing those that do not have. Those that do not have too will look for a way out to melt a way of oppressing the rich in their own little way of trying to do that. And that is the essence of the kidnapping we are seeing. That is my view. Where there is social justice, you won't see element of kidnapping in such state or in such country. That is number one. Number two, it may also be a game by the politicians. It may also be a game by the politicians to perpetrate their way out, knowing fully well that politics, election 2019 is around the corner. So many things may have contributed to the recent kidnap of what is currently happening in Borno State.
Yobe State now.
Yobe State in particular.
Too bad. Too bad.
That's all.
Yeah, too bad. In the sense that at least we cannot continue such in Nigeria. Chibok girls are gone, and you can see for many years now we've not heard from them. But now, another girls. One, the first question is that why girls? Why girls? Then what security can we boast of within the world now that we are secure in Nigeria? If they can just go into school, kidnap girls, and at the end of the day, that is the end of it all, then that is too bad.
So why do you think we're having such kidnap cases every now and then?
A lot. Unemployed, insecurity, and others.
So what can the federal government do or the state government do to tackle this?
To secure us more. The federal government should ensure that we are secured. One of the primary objectives of any government in the world is to secure the citizen. But in a situation, that is why you see our people, well, that's why you see most of the Nigerians now traveling abroad, and at the end of the day, they will kill them and return them back to us. Because they feel we are insecure here, that they are not secure. And at the end of the day, they go to the other places where it is even worse, more than this place. But if our government should stand up and at least, if they should stand up and see to the security, then things will be okay.
Yeah, what happened is that we need more security. The country have to give more facility to the continent. Because right now, we don't know what people are confusing about the government. So we need more facilitating. They have to more equipment about these Chibok girls and stuff. So you understand? So that's the really idea I have on that.
Why do you think these kidnaps keep happening?
Why the kidnapping is rapid? Because there's no securities. We need more securities. Sure you understand? Even live properties, that's work of police in the area. Police secure life and property. So we need more equipped of people. Sure, we need more. Even we had the security of the environment. Because once we can secure ourselves, that's how we can secure the environment. That's how we can support the police and support the government. We are the government. So we believe we need more equipment from the government. The government should more equip us about what is going on in Nigeria right now. About the Chibok girl. So we need more equipment and more facilitating.
Oh God. Okay.
What do you think about it? That's what I'm asking.
So that now government should take care of all those people now. So we don't have a good security in that side. That's why it's possible for people to kidnap. Maybe because of the money they will collect from them. Maybe. So our government should do better security so that all lives will be saved.
Kidnapping of girls in Yobe State is something that is not good for the nation. We felt that God should make it easy for them to be rescued. So that's what I say about it. But all things being equal, I was thinking it's as a result of the sentencing of the Boko boys into long-term imprisonment just because some of them are among those people that kidnapped the Chibok girls. So that might have been a factor responsible for it. Perhaps they might use it as a conditioning for the federal government to get back their member or to release some of their member. I felt they might be so bad in nature. If federal government can find a way of improving in the manner in which they will reconcile with them to at least to stop all this kidnapping, there's a way they can do it. I believe quite all right. Because the more you put more pressure on those people who are holding people into ransom, the more they act. Because you might never know their member. Most of their members, they are within the system. They are not religious people thought about. Most of those politicians, big people who have something, some bad agenda over 2019 election, so those are behind the Boko issue. So that's just the issue. If you have any other thing, that's all I see for now.
So that's basically why they kidnapped those girls again?
Huh?
That's why they kidnapped the girls?
No, I thought. It doesn't mean you should necessarily, but I thought. Because my philosophy is always correct. You might see something crazy at the beginning. So definitely, I'm a Facebooker. I'm a first-class Facebooker in the world. Everybody knows. If I have something crazy, so everybody laugh at it. But whatever I've done in the past, part of it. Everybody know Okoasan. I'm the popular Okoasan, everybody knew. Quite all right. So if I say something about election, that is how it's going to end, but I'm not going to comment. So let everybody continue to do their craziness. I'm sure those people behind all this thing, they will face the shame. But federal government should try their best to know how to reconcile with those people they are using. That's all. There are so many ways they can do it, but I can't talk it on here. That's my reality. I'm Okoasan.
So you know something about 2019 election?
I don't know,
You know something about 2019 election?
2019 election, all I know is that so many people, we have third forces. The ruling party, PDP, and the third force, whatever. So just like during the time of Atiku, Buhari, and Yar'Adua, so we have third force that time, but that one is not without. That one is without much tension, except that they see Buhari as the only alternative to Atiku and Yar'Adua. So, but Yar'Adua have his day, the way the situation be. But now there are so many factors now. Everybody believes in their own. They believe they are the one that made 2015 election. But my view is that nobody made 2015 election. It was the masses, and it was the God that used the masses. The will of God will still come back to reality in time. I don't need to predict the will of God, but I know definitely how it will end. So that's it.
You know how it will end?
Definitely I know how it will end, but I don't need to. I don't have to behave like a mad. If I start talking as if I want to turn myself to their mate, you don't need to be the richest man. You don't need to be a looter before you know your class. So that's just it.
No security in Nigeria. That seems to be like the general consensus here on the streets of Lagos today. The people are saying that the country needs more security. Our security men also need to be equipped even more than they are now. That's a wrap for us on Street Gist today. Big shout out to Emmanuel Sodi, the man behind the camera, and everyone out there for joining this episode of Street Gist on 9.com TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, of course, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Have a lovely day.